These are the real stories of the people who built it. This is the Founders.
What's a normal day in my current life as a business owner? Because I used to have two businesses, and my day used to be different once I resided elsewhere. So once I moved to Texas and only pay attention to developing my gym, Koulikov Grappling Academy, I wake up super early, usually worrying all night about some stuff I cannot change. Start with my coffee and catching up on last night's calls, emails, texts, or whatever, or just catching up on things like that. And getting ready for morning practice. Whenever morning practice comes, I'm here, all caffeinated, ready to go. And I teach morning class, often stay with students after that, do some lab work, which is one of my most favorite times. Oops, sorry, fly here. After that, I get to go home and do a variety of chores. There's always stuff to do, and rest a little bit and get ready for night class. And then night classes, practices come. I teach all of them, and after that, it's almost my time for Miller time, quote unquote. I don't drink, it's just used in quotation because it's time to relax. After all classes are done, I still run a mile or two with my daughter for extra cardio, have dinner, and day is over, rinse, repeat. I fell into a routine, which I enjoy, and sometimes we'll break it, going to tournaments or vacations or whatever. But normal day is exactly like that. What pushed me? What pushed me to start my own business? Well, I guess, coming from Soviet Union, where economics are centralized by government or whatever, it was cool just to be entrepreneur, period, where there's nobody tells you what to do. And after getting my feet wet, so to speak, in construction business, after a couple of years and gaining confidence, knowing how to do, I'm like, man, I know how much boss is making, So just being confident and willing to explore beyond normal and all that stuff. And the same thing with martial arts, training, competing, gaining confidence on the mat, and then gaining so much experience that you want to share it, and just like that. Not everybody is of entrepreneurial mind, though. Comes with some behaviors when you have to exhibit grit and fighting depression or whatever, feast of famish type of deal. About 80%, there was a poll some time ago, fairly recently, where people were asked, the question was basically, I'm being somewhat vulgar, would they rather be confided in their freedoms but given prosperity in their elderly years, like security, or would they rather be completely free but then financial future not guaranteed? And 80% went for security, So not everybody is of entrepreneurial mind, and I guess it takes certain mindset to excel and share or whatever and be the best. And that's what was motivating me, being different, being the best, and having ability of delivering that skill to masses on my own terms. Were there any moment of the desperation or whatnot? Yes, there were. I would lie to you. When I came here as a visitor, things were awesome or whatever. But once, because I was a tourist, I was a visitor. Once I moved, then I realized all the slew of problems I inherited. And it's nothing against the region whatsoever. There's just no promised land. And once you move from one spot to another, you just virtually switch one set of problems for another. And I had to find myself, in a wave of different attitudes, mentalities, and language even, or whatever, right? And at one point, I thought, man, that it's going to break me and that I would not be able to deliver my standards without going insane. And there was a moment of despair when I thought, man, why the heck did I move here? Did I make a right choice? Should I close the doors and move back or whatever? So, yes, that moment has visited me and passed. So when did I feel the line, the shift, the shift? I'm still growing, man. That shift has not happened. So what's happening, because the gym is so large or whatever, not whatever, gym is large, both in total square footage and the mat, we need a lot of people to to make it alive, so to speak. Like the bite of the pie in Edinburgh that I took in this nice commercial property is so large that I have to have a few hundred students, to be very successful. And it takes time, okay? I am in a way underprivileged here, I dare say, okay? I'm not from around here. I don't know ins and outs of business world, contractors and jiu-jitsu worlds. I came here thrown like a bowling ball, and trying to find my way, and sometimes meeting good people, sometimes meeting not so good people to guide me, because I'm not from here, honestly. And often people between two gyms, like myself and somebody else, will choose somebody else, and not to offend anybody, they will choose an inferior option. Gym is smaller, dirtier, like the instructor's lineage is not the same, all that stuff, not to insult anybody. But because they intimidated, or because they know him and he's privileged to be from here and I'm not, it's been somewhat challenging, I thought I would exceed certain amount of students by now, but we're slowly growing simply by being in place. Some people still even have not heard of us, regardless of our massive, aggressive marketing campaign in the beginning, Do I think if people in the Valley underestimate? I think so, man. Sometimes when you brew in a certain atmosphere of certain vibes and a cultural pocket or whatever, and you never go out, you don't know what you're missing, honestly. A lot of my students here in the Valley never traveled outside of the Valley or Mexico, and the world and the rest of the United States is so multicultural. And so watch, guys, speaking different language is awesome because it opens up eyes, not just to language, but culture, And once you travel, you see different attitudes, and it gets you to be a little bit kinder and smarter because, there's other alternatives, And the more you travel, the more languages you see, the more stuff you expose to, the better for you, right? And then you realize what you can compare. You can compare things, but no matter where you live, including the Valley, if you locked in your cultural cocoon, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad whatsoever. It could be awesome staying to your tradition roots, but diminishing return, you don't explore. You don't know what's out there, and therefore you don't know how many hurdles you can jump and how many glass ceilings you can break because you have no measuring stick, What advice would I give to anybody, locally or anyone who wants to start a business? Man, leap of faith. Everything is scary. Sit down, make a plan, man, exploit your theme, so to speak. So be both, be courageous, but have a plan. But also, I think that sometimes fortitude, sometimes having balls is a little bit more important. You don't want to jump into things blindly, but man, we have so much help with technology and marketing and all these weird tools, cool tools that were never available. So technological advancement make it easier to move on. So plan is good, but man, fortitude and conviction and your mission, decide what you want to do. Once you can identify what you want to do with your business, things become easier. So that's my advice. Have a plan, but have some balls too. What makes my business different? I run a martial arts gym, mostly jiu-jitsu, but we teach other grappling arts as well. I was lucky to be born in Russia, Soviet Union, where sambo, a now popular grappling art, was developed, and that's why I trained in sambo, judo, and wrestling. And once I came to the States, I picked up jiu-jitsu and American wrestling. So I'm 51, and at this point, I have about 40 years plus of coaching, teaching, competing internationally, brewing in this, atmosphere of various grappling styles. And I dare say that I can bring a different, fresh outlook on a fusion or hybrid or whatever, because most gyms here just teach jiu-jitsu. And even if they teach something else over and above jiu-jitsu, they often, not to insult anybody, don't have the same pedigree or the same staff or the same gym with all the tools and bells and whistles or the whole thing, okay? So that's my gym. 40 years of experience. No technical stone goes unturned, so to speak. I will not rest on a student until all their fundamentals are correct, okay? Because sometimes it's exciting to start teaching crazy techniques once the fundamentals are lacking. It's easy actually to do. I know it's nonsensical, but it's easy. But in the end, all that will expire. So I teach that technique conquers all. I teach a multitude of grappling arts, which I have personally experienced, a gi and no gi. And that's what I bring, man, the different edges. I can teach judo and wrestling alike. I have my students competing in judo, and I have a bunch of private students from wrestling clubs actually doing like some refined work on some throws and finer points. They are awesome themselves. They have great coaching staff, nothing against them, but I'm happy and privileged and in that part and grateful that they choose me as an extra work for some refinement. All right, guys, all my students are amazing. I raised my own batch, okay? So I've been open 4 years, and I have people that are from 0 to purple belt, and they are amazing. They're super patient. They can go with a steroided wrestler or soccer mom alike. They have all that. Their fundamentals are unshakable. They're kind. They're good teachers, man. I'm so proud of them. And if you're in the Valley, you know those guys. Okay, and that's what I want to introduce. Culture, world experience, like a little bit of a Russian flavor. My people have, predisposition for martial arts and wrestling, so I bring that proverbial horse, I specialize in a couple of things, like foot sweeps. We have bouncy mats here. We have all sorts of tools and equipment to make it safe, as well as culture and collective culture and knowledge of all staff to make it happen. All right, guys, so that's what KGA has to offer to the Valley. All right, so a little bit about the gym and how to join or whatnot. We are located in Edinburgh, beautiful RGV, Texas sun, palm trees, love it. We are located in the same plaza as the Movie Bistro. You cannot miss us. We're like 3 doors to the left on an intersection of Jackson and Trenton. We have classes every morning at 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, and we have classes at night at 6:30 for adults, 5:30 for kids. We teach sambo, judo, jiu-jitsu, no-gi jiu-jitsu. We have a nice gym to work out, and we offer family discounts. Anytime additional family member joins, we'll discount. Whenever you go to a restaurant with 5 people in a family, everybody pays the same price. You don't get discounts for siblings or mom and dad or whatever. But I would like to promote family training, and I will give discounts, all right, to entice people to train. We usually have some kind of typical Christmas promotion or New Year, which is gone. You're gonna have to wait. But we are we're quite affordable. I did do my homework and my research. We offer a great facility, and we offer great value for the price. It's just, so it's not just the price, it's also value for the price. So guys, come check it out, man. We have showers, nice open vibe, man. Everything is super clean and welcoming. So come and see for yourself, and we'll make you feel comfortable. Even if I'm not around, you'll be greeted and welcomed, and you'll have a great first class, and we'll give you all possible, tiers down price-wise or some kind of discounts. We'll make it possible for your family budget. All right, so see you on the mat.